I'd be a multimillionaire right now if I had not thrown away a hard drive that's got 800 Bitcoin on it.
The Youngbloods Podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. I've got a bunch of emails we're going to talk about. Let me tell you about my situation real quick before we get into emails. I got a bunch of emails. These are one-liner emails. I went through the one-liner emails and I pulled them up and I put them all together, and we're going to kind of blast through as many of them we can. But let me tell you, life gets hard. I'm currently sitting on, I'm holding right here a bunch of paperwork, and that paperwork is essentially my dad's will. He wants me to write it up, and then he wants to go get it notarized. No one tells you that this is the point in life that you'll get it one day. My dad is 85 years old, 86 years old. My mom died 2 years ago. No one tells you you'll be sitting at your desk holding 3 pages written front to back about things that your father would like to get done. Now he's downstairs right now watching YouTube. He's discovered YouTube, guys. It's amazing. It's a new trend in his life. He's realized that there is so much more out there than just Fox News. He realized that there's so much more entertainment and education. The good old YouTube University. He comes to me daily and says, "Hey, I just learned this. We can do this now." Life changes. No one tells you where you're going to be. If you would have told me I would be back in living in my parents' home while we build, taking care of my dad, if you would have told me this, I was going to be doing this exact thing right now 10 years ago, I would have called you crazy. But here I am. It's insane. You never know where life's going to take you. But you do know that you all have questions. And you all want to know what to do. Because people are struggling. And people need help. I guess we should jump into these emails. No big major updates. We got some stuff on the horizons. My book is out. Currently working on book number 2. I'm answering everybody's questions, whether it's on the podcast or through book form or whatever. I'm doing it. I'm doing it as fast as I can, the best I can, and as honest as I can. And it's really hard. It's one of those things that, some of these I get so internally, wound up and bound. It's like, man, how can you get to this point? And it makes you wonder, how are we not teaching people to cope? Are we not teaching people to work through things? I get it. That's what I'm here doing. That's what I'm here trying to do, at least. That's why I talk about the things I talk about. That's why I do the things I do. But man, we got to do better as a society. We got to start taking care of each other. I know the start of this podcast it felt to me, it felt kind of heavy. Maybe that's just me. And I get it. I'll work through it. Anyway, got a bunch of questions. Let's go through these things. Hey, Devin, what is the best advice you have ever been given? Sarah from Huntsville, Alabama. That's a really good question, Sarah. Probably the best advice I have ever been given was give a little grace. Now, to explain in that, people go through a lot of stuff. My dad goes through a lot of stuff. Right when you think you've given a little grace, just give a little bit more. You don't know what someone's going through. You don't know if the lady at the counter at the Target who's griping about the pants that didn't fit her just right and they want, and the return policy is ridiculous. You don't know what she's going through. You don't know what she's going through a divorce. You don't know you don't know anything. You don't know. And so you're standing behind her and you're getting frustrated because she's mouthing off and being mean. Give a little grace. That employee standing behind the counter that's stressed and trying to scan all your items and they're brand new. Sure, you want to get out as fast as possible. It's okay. Give a little grace. When your teenager comes in late at night and you're dead tired and wakes you up because he just wants to show you this video that he just been watching, instead of barking back at him and being grouchy, give a little grace. So Sarah, that's my best advice I've been ever given. Give a little grace. Hey Devin, how do you know when it's time to walk away from a relationship? Michael, Toronto, Canada. Michael, relationships are hard. Doesn't matter what you go through, what you're doing, how you met them. Doesn't matter. Relationships are going to be very, very hard. Obviously, a lot of these I don't really I have not really deep dived into the one-liner questions because I like context. Context always matters. That being said, abuse, walk away. Mental, physical abuse, walk away. Cheating can be fixed. But unrepentant cheating, walk away. It's that simple. That's where we are. You have to determine in your own mind what can be done to either save the relationship or end the relationship. Those are the only two things. Is it worth keeping? Is there children involved? There's a lot of dynamics here. If you're just dating and the person is, not a good, you'll know that the person's a good fit. You do. Once you get past a few dates and you have that honeymoon period of the date gone, you're gonna know. All I can say is if you can look at that person and you can't see yourself with them in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, putting up with all the crap that's in a relationship, dealing with all the happy moments in the relationship, walk away. You got to see your future. And you got to see the future of the twists and turns that come in it. Because people do change in some ways. In a lot of ways. People change far right, far left, far whatever you want to call it. People change. Hey, Devin, what's the most important habit that improved your life? That's a good question. I'm going to say probably walking every day. Seriously, getting out. Some people will say making your bed. That's a good one. Some people say think before you speak. That is a great one. Some people will say just listening with the intent to listen and not with the intent to respond, which is also another great one. But for me, for both mental and physical, it's walking every day. I get out, I go walk around this property, I go see the things that are up there, I see what's going on, I listen to nature, just walking. Seriously, getting out and walking has changed everything. It's one of the habits that I've pulled in, and I love it. And it's nothing strenuous. It's not hard. It's just doing it. Make the time. Even if your spouse or your girlfriend doesn't want to do it with you, go do it. Do it for yourself. That's the habit. My sister, she I would ever since even before I was 18, and it's been years, but I flew out to see my sister, and she'd say, "You gonna walk with me in the morning?" I'm like, "Sure." So I get up and go walk with her, and she did that every day. And I don't know how long my sister has gotten up and walked every day, but she does that. She'll put in 2-3 miles every day. I'm telling you, I learned it from my sister. So I'm gonna say I learned it from my sister. Walk every day. Hey, Devin, how do you handle regret when you look back at your past decisions? Jessica, Birmingham, UK. Jessica, I wrote a book about that, actually. I haven't got my copy yet, but it's printed. It's ready. It's actually being shipped. Regret Proof is the book. Shameless plug. Live your life in a way that only can bring happiness. And sometimes that happiness is not yours. You're going to have hard moments in life. You're going to do things that are completely stupid. I mean, that's true. Regret is a disease that holds on to people because they always have the what ifs. Stop with the what ifs. What ifs don't matter. Well, what if I would have done this? Yeah, what if you did? But you didn't. You know, I'd be a multimillionaire right now if I had not thrown away a hard drive that's got 800 Bitcoin on it. True story. What if I never threw that away? What if? Stop living in the past. Make a mistake, own it, learn from it, move forward. There is no regret to that. Plain and simple. Move on when you're afraid. Move on when you can't move anymore. Take that step. Stop thinking of what's behind you. Stop thinking of if only I had. Think about, I know things will be better. One thing I learned, it was a video, and I can't remember who was in it, but I won't say it was some Hollywood actors. They're sitting at a round table. And it was said that the greatest thing he ever learned was, this too shall pass. That's how you live a life without regret. This too shall pass. So if you got regret bearing down on you, and you're hurting, and you're like, wow, I wish I would have done this. Think about the situation. You can't change it. The only thing that you can do is learn from it. Don't let it control you. Regret is a disease that pulls people down to the depths of depression and fear. If you're religious at all, or if you believe or spiritual at all, or anything like that, look up, Google this. Look up on Google and ask, how many times does the Bible say, "Fear not," or "Be not afraid"? That will help you get past the regret. Hey, Devin. What's your best advice for setting boundaries with family? Tell them. Talk about it. Plain and simple. This is Tyler from Sydney. Let me tell you, Tyler, boundaries are... I currently live in a home with an 86-year-old man, my wife, and my youngest son. Now, understand my dad. He's always going to be your dad. As far as I know, I'm still this little kid that my dad looks at from him raising. It's true. It's true. It's a fact. But you have to talk. You have to tell them. And they don't have to like what you have to say. They just have to accept it. And then whether they accept it or not, you still have stated, this is what I need. This is how I need to move. This is what I need to go on, to live on. I've done the same thing. And sometimes it's a daily thing. Because at age 86, my dad's memory does not quite click exactly like it should. So I say it daily. He did remember. He knows I was going to record a podcast today. So he's not downstairs with the TV blaring loud. He can't hear hardly anything. So he's learned part of the boundaries for me is I have to do my job, which is this is my job. So you got to talk. You got to get past that fear and you got to say, this is what's going on. This is what I need. Can you do this? Or I need you to do this. I need you to respect me enough to do this. That's how you set that boundary. Emily from Dublin. Hey, Devin. I'd love to do all the accents, by the way, but I cannot do the accent. I barely can keep a good English accent, meaning American accent. It's more of a Southern accent, but yeah. Hey, Devin. How do you find purpose when you feel completely lost in life? Emily, everybody struggles with being lost or that feeling of being lost, especially in whatever aspect, age you are. Everybody struggles with that. The best advice I can give you, and the most simplest advice, and it's going to sound ridiculous. It's going to seem too simple and too crazy to even do, and it's a true fact. You need to go serve. You need to go find people that you can do things for without looking to get a thank you, without looking to get recognition, without any of that. You need to go and help people. You need to go serve. Find someone that needs help. Go to a soup kitchen. I don't know if that's a thing over there. I'm sure it is. Go somewhere and serve with purpose. And that purpose is to forget about what you're going through. Because I guarantee it, if you serve, your troubles will fade away. And you'll be less lost. You'll start finding who you really are. You'll start finding that path back to where you want to be, and you'll become the person that you know that you can be and that everyone else knows. Anyone that has any value for you, they know the person that you can be, and that's what that is. Hey, Devin, what's the key to building real confidence as an adult? Just do it. Step forward. Figure it out. Literally, just do it. No joke. Nike, with their slogan, is one of the best slogans you could ever have in your life. Just do it. Don't question. Just do it. And if you fail, you fail. Who cares? It's failure. Failure doesn't hurt you. Failure teaches you. Failure teaches you way better and faster than success does. So don't get addicted to failure. I do know a lot of people who say, okay, I failed. Okay, good. But they never learn from it. Do not get so addicted to failure that becomes what you want. You look for that outlet, because you'll get dopamine from it no matter what. Your brain's going to trigger, oh, we did this. Oh, but I learned something. Okay, now time to fail again. Fail epically to learn to be successful. Success is quiet. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's not one giant explosion. So that confidence in all that, it just doesn't, look at me, I'm great, I'm confident, I'm successful. It's just by doing it. Step forward, make it happen. Get out of that fear. Fear is the biggest driver for a lot of these questions. Most of these questions are driven solely on fear. Fear not. Move forward. Take that step. It can happen. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're trying to figure out, it can happen. Hey, Devin, should I chase passion or stability in my career? Rachel. Okay, Rachel. That's a loaded question right there. That's a loaded gun. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. Okay? Stability is amazing. Passion is hard. Here's the thing that no one really wants to tell you. Sometimes your passion just won't pay. That's a sad reality. But then again, my grandfather once told me, find something that you love, do it so well that people will pay you to do it. There's a fine line in there. Okay? There's that fine line. Now, if you love crocheting, you can sell your crochet pieces. If that's your thing. I'm not saying that's your thing. I'm just throwing an idea out there. Maybe you can do it on YouTube. I'm telling you, your passions can be successful, but you have to figure out what can be done to make that into a full-time career, which now I'll tell you, once you turn something into a career, a lot of times you end up hating the thing that you love, which means you didn't really love it the most. You love the idea of it. A lot of people are addicted to the idea, and they love the idea, but once they start getting into it, they don't love it. Part of life, part of living and learning. Bottom line is, chase what you love. Turn that into stability, but in the process, it's not a plan B. In the process, do what you have to do till you can make that become what you want to do. Hey, Devin. How do you forgive someone who deeply hurt you? Anonymous. Frankly, forgive. It's that simple. I know you're going, yeah, but how can you just forgive somebody when they hurt you so bad that you just like, I can't get past this. No. For your own sake, for your own mind, for your own heart, for everything that is about you, you just have to frankly forgive. Now, you don't have to let them do it again. Seriously, you don't have to let them do it again. You just got to forgive, and then you move on. It's that simple. You can tell them, I forgive you. They'll probably take it derogatory or whatever. It doesn't matter. But you need to learn to be okay with the fact that they did something wrong with you, but you have to be moving on from it. It's that simple. People do crappy things to people. It's true. Forgive and move on. Just frankly forgive. You don't need that evil festering inside of you and boiling up and turning rotten and turning to the core where you become this person that you never used to be. You need to be a good person, someone who loves unconditionally and forgives frankly. That's the only way. Just do it. Hey, Devin, what's one thing you wish you knew earlier about happiness? Kevin. You can't buy it. I get emails and people ask me, how do I get happiness? I do this, but that. Let me tell you, our brains will trick you. You'll buy something new and it's going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy. You're like, oh, this is awesome. I used to do that when I was a teenager. I loved music. I listened to music. I was a DJ, all these different things. And so every new CD I purchased that added to my catalog, it felt amazing. And that happiness went away about 3 or 4 songs in. It's done. You can't buy happiness. Happiness comes when you serve. Happiness comes when you're just sitting outside and you're seeing the small things in life go by and happen and be part of. When you see a bird fly by and do what it's doing. Happiness is not something you can just get. It's something that's given. We have a God above that understands that happiness comes from serving. It comes from giving us, when we do the things that help other people, It's by observing the things in life. That's happiness. It's not buying something. It's not this new thing. It's not hanging out with that one person. Those can bring happiness, but that's temporarily. You want happiness for an extended period of time, forever. You got to forget yourself and just keep doing the right stuff. Laura from Canada, I got you. Hey, Devin. How do you deal with jealousy in a marriage? What are we jealous over? He's yours. If he tells you he's yours, if you guys got married, you guys are together, he's yours. Unless he does something to change that fact, or you do something to change that fact. Because I can tell you, jealousy will eat at you and it will destroy amazing things. Be happy with who you have. Be happy for who you were with. Don't let jealousy eat and tear something amazing up just because you have the what ifs. Sure, what if there's a woman at his work that bats her eyes at him and shows and treats him differently. If he loves you and he's dedicated to you, he ain't going nowhere. It's that simple. So don't be jealous of women or people out there or whatever that have something that you don't have, because you already have it. You know, I've had women bat their eyes at me, meaning they're flirting with me. That's for the generations there. I don't care. My wife, she doesn't care. She knows what she's got. I know what I got. When you marry a 10, everything else is below a 10. And I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about looks and brains and personality. When you marry that 10, and she is your 10, nothing else matters. It's that simple. So don't let the ooze and tar of jealousy destroy something amazing. Hey, Devin, is it ever okay to stay with someone you don't love anymore for the kids? That's a hard one. The thing is, why don't you love anymore? That's the question. Let's pretend that there's no infidelity here. Let's pretend that there's no looking elsewhere. Let me tell you what. When you got kids, your relationship changes. I'm going to tell you, it does. When you get past the side of marriage of where it's just you and her, or her and him, and you add something else. I'm not talking about a dog. I'm not talking about a cat. I'm talking about another human being. When you add that third human being to that family group, everything changes. And honestly, most of the time, not for the better. Because what you previously want to hold on to, like this was the awesome stuff right here. This was it. This was our life. This is amazing. All of that, it's still there, but it's altered and shifted. I'll never have my young wife of old again. I don't want her. She was fun. She was awesome. But she evolved into something greater. So if you're sticking around just because of the kids, get out. Pay your child support bills. Be that loser. If there is no abuse going on in that relationship, and you're just, things have changed and you don't love her anymore because of there's stuff that's in the way, meaning children can be a problem. But you put in for it, you did the deed, you had the kids, suck it up and deal with it. Learn to love again. You guys have just forgotten each other. And the best way to not forget each other is you got to serve. I'm going to tell you, you need to serve your wife. You need to help her out in every aspect possible. You may work a full-time job. Cool. Guess what? So does everybody else. So is she. If she works a full-time job and she's taking care of kids, holy crap, dude. Worship the dang ground that she walks. You loved her for a reason. That's why you married her. Just because you have kids now doesn't mean it's over. It means you got to work harder. You got to make every precious moment matter. Yeah, that's it. So I'm telling you, it is okay to stay with someone, but you better dang love them. Because they deserve better. If you're there just for the kids, those kids deserve a better father. Go ahead and cut the tie. If you're not willing to put in the work and be there for your wife, be there for the kids, and you're only being there just for the kids, and so you're not taking care of your spouse, you're the idiot. It's not her. Sure, she probably forgot about you. Sure, there's been many nights where you wanted to do things and she didn't. Sure, that happens. But guess what? If you serve her, you'll see all those things that used to be there will slowly come back. She'll be a little less tired. She'll be more grateful. Don't do it for the kids. Do it for yourself. It's that simple. Hey, Devin, what's the best way to rebuild trust after you've been cheated on? Sophia. I don't know this from experience. I've seen it. I've seen it from friends. I've seen it from family members. I've seen it from different things like that. And the only way that I can see is just trust them. If you love them that much and you're willing to make that change, and they're willing to make the change, and they truly are sorry. I'm telling you, people. Okay, here's the thing. People cheat for multiple reasons, right? One, sometimes they're just a dirtbag. Plain and simple. That goes for guys and girls. Sometimes they're just dirtbags and they cheat. Okay. Two, they're not getting what they used to have because things change. Or three, life is hard. It's that simple. Life gets hard. It's just part of it. It's just one of those things. You deal with it. You work it out. You give the trust. You don't have to forgive them if they do it again. But if it's worth fighting for, fight for it. Give them the trust that they deserve. It's that simple. All right. Hey, Devin, what's your take on prenups? Romantic or realistic? Prenups are prenups, man. It's that simple. Prenups are just prenups. You can't change anything, can't do anything about it. It's just a prenup. There's nothing really romantic about a prenup. Some people may say it's romantic. It's a document saying most prenups are, it's a document saying if you do this, you get this. If I do this, you get this. And it's usually connected to finances. I mean, it's a conversation you need to have. Don't try to mask it for something that it's not. Just say, hey, we're getting married. I've got these assets. You got these assets. I realize that you're probably going to have my kids. And because of that, maybe you deserve to have this if something was to happen. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't have a prenup. I know if my wife and I got a divorce, she's going to get everything. It's all hers. I'll walk away with nothing. And you know what? That's the way it should be because my wife birthed 5 children for me. She deserves everything. That's the reality. But that's not going to happen because I love my wife. She's there for me. I'm there for her. And that's what we do. Hey, Devin, how do you stop caring so much about what other people think? Easy. Okay, I don't care. When you stop allowing what other people think and say affect the things that you do, your life gets skyrocketed in the direction for good and for the things that are right, because what matters is only the right thing. Other people's opinions are just opinions. It's that simple. Some people don't like Star Wars. Some people love Star Wars. I like Star Wars. The people who don't like Star Wars, do I let that affect me? No. Fine. You don't like Star Wars. Cool. Move on. Opinions are like assholes. Many of them stink. Almost all of them stink. The reality is, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got one. Just move forward. Forget about the opinions of others. Hey, Devin, is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? No, it is not. What you have here is potentially love with one person, then potentially love for what the other person does. You have two different personalities that you like on two different people. Pick one, my friend, because I'm going to tell you, this is going to end very poorly. Plain and simple. That's what it is. Anyway. Hey, Devin, last one. Hey, Devin, what's the hardest truth you've had to accept about yourself? That I can't do everything. I have tried so hard over the years to try to get everything done and everything that I say I can help everybody out. I cannot. I cannot do everything. There's a lot of things I can do. I can build anything there is in the world. I can, put all my attention towards my wife. I can do all these different things, but I cannot stretch myself so thin that when by the end of it all, I struggle and I'm internally hurting. I've done that. Case in point is recently I overcommitted to some stuff. And because I overcommitted to it, I had to go back and say, I just can't do it. I'm here. This is what's going on. And I know it hurt the person that I told I can't do it, but I can't do it. Because I already had this other list of commitments that I had to do. I had to just go through and say, I got to get rid of these. And I did say in the future, potentially I could do it. But right now, my workload is pretty darn high. I can't get past it. That's what that is. So the hard truth is, you can't stretch yourself thin. You got to not. You got to take care of what's important. You got to do what matters most. And first and foremost, family matters more than anything else. Friends can come second. Then everything else will fall into place. Your work will fall in there somewhere, but you got to figure out where that happy medium is. You have to have an income until you can make your life and be successful. Because sadly, you have to have money to survive. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate it. Love all the emails. Didn't get through half of these things. Got through more than I expected. But I want to tell you, keep doing the right thing. Keep being happy. Do what matters. And everything else will figure itself out. I'll talk to you guys later.